Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on and come all. I appreciate everybody tuning in today with your boy Trav here with Trade the Trends. And what I want to give y'all today is going to be a lot of value, okay? So let's get this started, okay? Let me write something down real quick. Hopefully everybody is in a place right now where, hey, you might have some quiet time, but actually, what am I thinking, right? It's a Saturday evening, it's a Saturday night. Mostly everybody's out there entertaining themselves, right? Leave it up to me to be in the lab, looking at how, I can help myself, my family multiply my money and also help others do the same, right? Understanding the rule of 72, understanding how we can change a $500 investment, with the rule of 72. And I'm going to break it down for y'all right now. This is going to be some amazing stuff that we're going to be able to see right here. Okay, so first what I want to bring up is my compound sheet plan, right? And basically, the reason why I bring this up is because this is how I set my plan or my goals, right? I want to get into a place where I can actually have a goal so I know weekly where I need to be next week, where I need to be next week, where I need to be in a month, 2 months, 3 months, to be on track, to be on task, okay? So basically, I've created this compound goal sheet, and I'm utilizing now on a weekly basis. I'm talking about investing a small to some, a lot for many, right? I truly do understand on a situation that a lot of, unfortunately, less than, I want to say more than 67%, I believe, of Americans have less than $500 saved up. Excuse me, guys. Less than $500 in a personal savings account, right? So let's talk about it, okay? All right, so looking at it here, start with a $500 account. Week 1, right, 10%. This is conservative. And the crazy part of conservative is some people say, conservative, man, what's yielding 10% weekly? Shoot, what's yielding 10% annually, yearly, right? So be able to make this even a goal possible on a weekly basis is already amazing, right? Because you could do 10% on your money per week when our banks and these other investments, our 401ks are not even giving us that on a yearly basis. So let's talk about it, right? So $500 week 1 at 10%, you're making $50. And the reason why I broke it down to 10% because I think about I'm trading technically Sunday through Wednesday, right? So 4 to 5 days, I'm looking to make at least 2% a day. Okay, and that's, to me, modest. That's conservative, of course, and it's what I've done, right? I've done between 5 and 25%, since starting out the year of 2019. And again, I'm not saying this, as to initiate your investing or to push you towards anything. I'm just telling you my facts that I was able to do, and of course, I don't know what the future is going to hold, right? So that's and past profits can't predict what's going to happen in the future. Again, I'm just utilizing this to set a goal of where I should be and where I could be if, my personal trading strategies work out as they should, okay? So week 2, right? So after week 1, my $500 account is now $550. After week 2, I'm now up to $605, right? I've already made $100 on my account literally within 2 weeks, okay? And that's basically awesome, right? For anybody that's investing or trading, that's an awesome return if you even get that back in a year, right? If you put $500 in an account, right, in the stock market, which averages usually about an 8% yield annually, you're able to see 500 be 605, or $600, but what I want you to do is set the goal, right, and stay to the goal. One thing you can do is say, hey, well, man, if I made $50, Travis, why can't I just go ahead and make 100 a week? That's where everyone messes up, right? You start getting greedy, right? Everybody wants to get rich quick, right? That's why so many people get scammed on turning 500 to 5,000 in an hour, right? That's why so many people get scammed on that, because the feeling of money or getting rich, everyone wants to get rich quick. People would rather turn 500 to 5,000 in 30 minutes and get scammed than actually do it the legal and right way for over a year and really turn 500 to 5,000. But it's just gonna, possibly take you 52 weeks. And that's basically what I'm showing you here now. So after 26 weeks, so after 6 months of your $500 gaining 10% and compounding weekly, after 6 months, which I've broken down to about 26 trading weeks, right? your $500 account is now actually almost at $6,000. Okay. Right. And so it's not even going to take you a year. Right. 6 months. Give yourself 6 months. That's what I say. Give yourself 6 months. Right. And this is what I'm starting out with. I always recommend $1,000. It gives you a good cushion that I like to say, especially with the programs that I'm using. I'm going to talk about those in a second. But listen, after 52 weeks, which is a year, $500 compounded at only 10% a week, right? And again, I know I keep saying only, but I'm saying that just because I'm so confident because I've been doing it every week in 2019. That's why I went in 2019 is the goal, okay? So after 52 weeks, 500 compounded, right? You didn't take out any withdrawals. You could definitely take out money if you choose to, but this is just if you don't, that's $64K. And people say, hey, Travis, can I basically take out some? Yeah, you can take out some. I mean, once you get to a point where you feel like, okay, it's time to get started, cool. Or I would even suggest myself, what I usually do is once my $500 turns into $1,000, it doubles, I take my original $500 out, right? And now everything's risk-free. Basically, everything's at that point is risk-free. You just start over, you know what I'm saying, which you don't have to, but it's risk-free. You got your initial investment back. So at that point, it's technically stress-free trading, if you think about it. And that's why I usually do that, or I tell newcomers to do that, because, if you feel more confident, once you double, then you're already locked in. If you doubled your money, you're locked in, right? But I always suggest to say, hey, take out that initial 500, do what you need to do with it and just let this keep riding, because now it's risk-free and people feel, more good or more confident about that portion of it. But again, and the reason why I got the $500 up first, this is risky, right? Trading, investing is risky. So you only use money that you're willing to, risk or could possibly lose and it not hurt your financial status, okay? So 500, is what I started with. Actually, I started with 300, to be honest with you. But 500 was at that time the recommended low. Right now, I truly always recommend 500 to 1,000. 500 is real risky, especially on the returns that we're looking to get. It's not risky if you lower your actual goals of return, right? So if I have 500 at 10% is risky, okay? I would say that was risky. 500 at 2% per week, conservative. 500 at 5% per week would be, medium risk. That makes sense, right? So you got options. You definitely got options, okay? So what I say is at $1,000, it's usually why I always recommend, totally recommend it, $1,000. I also totally recommend you demo for at least 14 days. We're starting up, with the Forex, with the crypto, with the tools and software that we have for you. Demo so you know how to enter and exit these trades, so you know what you're doing, right, for the first weeks. And it's always worth it because you're going to be in control of your trades, right? I'm just assisting you with some signals and some trade ideas and things like that and some education, but you're going to be the one who's going to be in control of your money. So you can deposit, withdraw, you can add more when you want, you can take more if you want out. And depends on what you take more, you just start your compound sheet over from that point, right? And then based on, because if you go lower than $500, you definitely want to consult because, your entry points, your stop losses, and your risk management changes. The higher, of course, your balance. That's why I recommend 1,000, right? Trying to get 10%, you need to be able to risk 20%, right? Sometimes that's basically what it is, So I recommend $1,000. So after $1,000 week one, okay, we made $100 a week. That's why a lot of people want those type of returns. A lot of people want to go to $100 to $400. So I let you know, okay, if that's what you want, this is the type of investment. You can't invest $50 looking to make $100 a week off jump. You can't invest $100 looking to double that in a week off jump. You see what I'm saying? So basically, that's why I recommend $1,000, because everybody always asks for returns. They usually say, I want $1,000 a week, a month, right? Even here, you're getting about 400. But again, I want you to be accurate. I want to give you the real. I want to make sure I set you up for success with the right expectations. I don't want you out here thinking you're going to take, $100 to $1,000 a month in the first 30 days. No, you got to gradually go up to that. But that's why I talk about people want microwave money. Everybody want to get rich quick, right? And that's why you get scammed, because there's no way really to get rich quick off of a small investment like that. Point blank period, unless you're doing something illegal. That's one, and that's what I do not recommend, of course. Or you start with a larger amount, right? If this was a $10,000 account, guess what? You could probably do that. But I put $10. We can even talk about that. But let's $10,000, right? Guess what? I'm already making $1,000 a week because of my investment, right? I'm making 10%. But you got to be able to risk to get those type of numbers off jump, right? And if you have $10,000, good for you. This could be your possible starting point. But realistically, I like to be realistic. A lot of people I know barely even got $500. Barely. You see what I'm saying? So why would I be sitting up here talking about $1,000, $10,000? Because the people I want to help are the people that need this, who barely have the $500, because you're going to need this additional source of income. Because if you don't have this type of money, right, you're going to need it. So I want to be able to show you a system that's going to be able to, you almost print your money, spend more time with your family, do the things you want to do, make your passion a reality, because everybody needs a financial vehicle. Okay. Everybody needs a financial vehicle. So going back to the $1,000 mark, because this is the recommended amount, as we said before, after 6 months of trading, based on the day you start, your $1,000 is now making you $1,000 per week at this point, right? Now, because your now account balance is up to almost 12K. So you're now making $1,000 a week, but you have to be patient with yourself. And this is in a perfect world. Again, we don't know what the market is going to give us every week, but the thing is about setting a goal, having a plan, writing it down, making it plain. Guys, I wish y'all could see the notes I have in front of me of things I just write down when I look at courses and some of the basics and intermediate and, advanced level courses we have in our Trends University. Also our Trends software, that allows us to make trading easier, for the newbies, copy paste system, right? We have that here for you, in Trends University, and that's why you want to come trade the trends with us. Okay. Because we're going to show you a way and show you a tool and show you a plan, really how to get this jump started in your first 90 days, right? Because it's all a learning curve. I have to know, okay, how many hours a week can you put in? Okay, if you can put in that many hours, okay, how much is your initial investment? Okay, how much are you looking to make? And basically then I'm your consultant, okay? Because I then let you know what is realistic of what you could do with your money. And then you say, hey, I can do that. And if you can do that, let's do it, right? But it's all about being a consultant. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sell you a hoop dream of $1,000 and I don't know the answers to those questions, right? That's why I like to connect. That's why I like to send text messages. I like to call because I like to connect and also make sure we holding each other accountable, right? Because your goals, you're doing it for a reason. You're probably doing it to get from a job you don't want to be at anymore. You're probably trying to, help, pay some child support or something like that. These extra bills. Hey, you just got this mortgage or you just lost your job or, whatever it may be, your reason, there's some type of financial vehicle. And I just want to show you a way that's been working for me and has allowed me to win 2019. I've been able to do 300 to 3,000 challenge. Now I'm switching over to a $500 to $5,000 challenge that I just started last week. And with that last week, like I said, I started with my $500 account. Actually, it was about 509 because I took the profits out of the other one when I went to, over 2,700. I moved some, bought some crypto, diversify your portfolio. always. And of course, pay some bills, got the mortgage taken care of. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so week one was last week, and my 509 is already at 566. And that's just week one. Okay. So after week one, I'm a little bit over my week one goal, right? Dipping into week two. So estimately, my goal, again, and past profits don't guarantee future profits, but after next week, I should be over 605, right? If I'm not, I reevaluate some things, hope, based on where I'm at. If I'm still over 550, I'm still at week one, right? Got to look over some things. Just going to it. But and that's why I was telling people that, hey, you want to make sure you're on my team, because if you're on my Facebook group, you're going to be able to track my real progress, right? You're going to be able to see my progress, and I'm going to be able to give it to you, okay? So definitely want to be able to see that, because you can track my progress and see exactly everything I have going on. So real quick, let me bring this down real quick. Where is it at? Boom. All right, so real quick, I want to talk to y'all about basically, the vehicle, the financial vehicle that I'm using, right? And I want y'all to really see this, because if y'all was looking at this, the other day, you'd have definitely been able to see what I had going on here, okay? So this is Forex and Crypto 101. This is going to be the beginner's guide to trading, y'all. And I'm going to keep it simple. I just want to keep it light for y'all. I don't want to be too in-depth, because I know I got a lot of beginners on the line, and that's perfect, right? Because your mind isn't really made up, right? You really don't know what's going on. I love it, because I like to see newbies in this market or in this space, make the type of money that they've been making, especially when they've joined my team. So let's talk about it, okay? The foreign exchange market, or Forex for short, regards to a $5.3 trillion a day, right? If you think about the stock market that trades $22 billion, which is a darn lot of money, this market swallows it up. The foreign exchange, because you think about it, money is always moving, right? Money is always moving. When the banks close in the northern hemisphere, they're opening, in the southern. They're closing in England, waking up in Australia. Closing Australia, waking up in New York. So banks are always moving 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's why 5.3 trillion is available. Well, we know the stock market opens and closes in a day. Okay, so this is some good information. Okay, in the trading market, we can buy, we can sell based on exchange rates, so we can make money when the market is going up and when the market is going down. Okay, cryptocurrency, guys. If you've probably seen these memes, well, it said Bitcoin is the future, guys. It is true, because digital currency now is on the track to hit over, I believe, 22 trillion in market capitalization. So that's $22 trillion that is right now into cryptocurrency. There are Fortune 500 companies, Facebook, Amazon, just to name a few, that are already looking into this blockchain technology, to allow payment for Facebook ads in what? Crypto. Think about it. Okay. So what is crypto, though? It's a digital currency, all right, tracked on an online ledger. Like, say, for example, like you have a debit card, right? You don't have physical cash. So basically your card has access to a ledger of how much money you actually should have in the bank, right? So some similarities, except for cryptocurrency is decentralized, which meaning no bank regulates this. You can trade this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So the money never stops in this world, and it's now and Bitcoin is now one of the most well-known outlets for personal wealth. Man, I know a guy that actually, based on his Bitcoin investment, he started early in the 2000s, 2000, I want to say 14, I believe. And the reason why he was able to buy a Bentley truck most recently. So that was awesome. How do you make money in these markets? Truly by buying and selling, right? And basically, that's what we help you with. We help you with when and why you should buy, or when and why you should sell, and give you those ideas as soon as you start, with Trends University. Okay, and that's the whole beauty of what we have to offer, right? We're going to give you the education. We're going to teach you. You're going to understand the market geometry. You're going to understand the vocabulary and terms, but we're also going to make sure we can set you up with something immediately that is user and beginner friendly, so you can start seeing activity in the markets almost immediately, based on when you start, of course. If you start on Saturday We don't market, don't open till Sunday in Forex. So like I said, depends on when you start, but usually within the first 72 hours, we can get your account set up. We can make sure you know the ins and outs with some online videos that we've already created, some live trainings that we also have that we'll be conducting on a weekly basis, minimum 2 times a week. And that's just based on how many times I do it personally. There's going to be other live trainings that other people in my team are going to do. So you may get to about 5 trainings per week that you will have access to, so that'll be awesome. Okay, so one thing that Mr. Warren Buffett said, he said, if you never figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you will work until the day you die, right? When he said this, and I believe he was talking about this in that interview with Jay-Z, and he said that, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, I don't know any millionaires that are working a 9 to 5. I just don't. And I'm like, okay, all the millionaires I know, like Mr. Warren Buffett said, he said it too. He said, people can't fathom of getting rich slow. People don't want to get rich slow. And that's the problem, right? Because some people say, man, I don't have a year. Like, yes, you do. Don't you plan on being alive in a year? Okay. So why not either learn a skill? So why not either, take advantage of some education, that you can invest in at $500, and actually double, quadruple, triple your money. And again, I can't guarantee what the market is going to give you, but I can only show you basically what we've had going on. Okay. So I want to leave y'all with that. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, to see the goals, to see everything we got going on. This thing is about to be phenomenal. So please reach out, please, make sure you get back to the person that sent you to this video. Reach out to me, send me a DM. Let's get you winning right now in 2019. The question you want to ask yourself, are you in control? If you're not in control, let me help you get back in control, okay? So I appreciate y'all. I want to see everybody at the top because it's the bottom, y'all. That's